Welcome, everyone, to Music Junkies, a podcast about people sharing extraordinary stories about how music has impacted their lives.
Hey guys, welcome to Music Junkies. I'm super excited about tonight. We have a great speaker joining us, my good friend Cassidy, who I've known for probably about 4 years. Tons of fun, full of energy. Thank you, Cassidy, for joining us today. How's it going?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know I reached out to you a little while ago and I just wanted to know what your thoughts are when I kind of reached out to you and said, hey, I want to interview you and come up with a playlist. What did you think was going to happen today?
I wasn't sure, but knowing you, it was going to be fun and a bit on a different level, but a good level. And yeah, especially that has something to do with music. I'm such a music fan myself, and just because of hanging out with you in the past, kind of listening to your music style, I figured, you know what, this is a good opportunity to kind of lay out my top 10, or at least the ones that I listen to right now. Yeah, a lot of those songs are fun and every single one has a story, so I'm excited to know which one you're going to play.
Yeah, I love that. You know, when I got your playlist, to be honest, I was like kind of floored, right? It was absolutely not what I expected. And I just think because of your age, right? I expected something totally different. So, you know, you go back as far as like Dr. Hook, which like blew me away because I was like,
I
oh,
love
wow.
Dr. Hook.
I love it. I think it's so good though, because I don't think, you know, I just remember me and Tyler were just saying this the other day. Like, do you remember when we had a cassette tape and we'd have to like listen to the whole entire tape to wait for like song 5 and then flip it over and play song 3 or whatever, try to get the tape right for you could go and do that. And nowadays you're just
Right?
downloading the one song. So I said to him, is it because we had to like the whole entire tape? So because we listened to it and then we just fell in love with those songs. And nowadays I just think it's so kind of superficial. I just like that. I don't want to hear anything else. So
For
I
sure.
love that you have such a variety of music, and I was like super excited. There's a couple songs on there that I'm like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Wicked.
So I'm gonna get started with our first song. So just play it. Oh. Right, it's crazy the way by Fastball. So I'm curious. This is kind of a night. What it was saying, early 2000s, maybe 90s song.
Yeah, so it was actually my boyfriend that had it first, and I'm such a Shazam junkie that he actually called me a music stealer thief earlier. But like we always share music back and forth, and if he doesn't do that, then I'll just whip up Shazam and be like yoink. But yeah, I don't know, I just loved it. It has good tunage, like good vibes to it, and it's a fun song. I don't know, I don't know it that well. It's just one of my top ones that I listen to right now, so yeah.
I love it. So do you ever go to karaoke night? Like, have you ever been to a karaoke night?
I haven't been lately, obviously, because of COVID.
Yeah.
But we were actually talking about doing a karaoke night, and I can't remember the name of the song. I might have actually added it to the list.
Yeah, you
I
did.
don't have those pink stickies in front of me anymore, so I don't know which one it's called. But yeah, he wanted to do a karaoke night, and he's like, "Yeah, you and I should do this." And the guy part's like one line, and he just like masters it. And I'm like, "Hey, I gotta practice this. Like, give me some time so I can learn the words and not just totally bomb it."
I love that.
So
So let's say without that song, though, you're out with your girlfriends. Would there be like a song that you'd be like, oh my God, we got to totally do this song? We're rocking it. We've got 9 drinks in, 4 shooters in. We are doing this song.
you know, to be honest, no. I've always just been one of those sappy karaoke singers that like I'll pick like a Alanis, or no, what the heck is her name? Alison Krauss. Nothing at all. That's my go-to karaoke song. And if it's not that, then it's Carrie Underwood, and that's if I'm feeling brave because she's got such a strong voice. So Yeah, that's usually 9+ drinks in is when I think I'm rocking it, and really only God knows what it sounds like.
What was your favorite band in high school?
Favorite band in high school? Oh my. One of the first ones that kind of pop in my noggin is either Usher or like Timberland or gee whiz. Thinking back 12 years ago, that's man, that's a long time ago.
Did you have their posters on your wall?
Believe it or not, no.
No.
I was like a big horse fan, so I had
Yeah.
horses and my art everywhere. That's pretty much it. But yeah, no posters of bands, which is crazy.
I was confused as a child, so I had I actually had like 2 rooms. So our upstairs had like 3 rooms, but the 2 were like really side by side, and my parents just kind of cut a hole in the middle so I could walk through.
Oh, funny.
And then they had this really cool like tree. It was like a tree in the middle, and I'd tie my bandanas around that because that was like super cool. And then so like one side was like very preppy, like all the walls unlocked, like Kirk Cameron and all these guys. And then the other side where my waterbed was and all my Jack Daniels bottles, that was like all my rock posters of like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses and Skid Row and LA Guns and all these crazy. So it was like I'd wake up in a rock band and then get ready in a pop band. So it was
too funny. That's awesome though.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then eventually they just knocked down that whole wall, and then it just kind of blended together. So it was
nice. That's awesome.
Right. This next song is like one of my favorite songs. So it's kind of cool that you have it on your playlist. This is what I'm loving about this experience so much, is that there's a song on here that I've never heard before, and I absolutely love it. Right. I love listening to those playlists that, the songs become your favorite too. But this song, it was cool to have on your playlist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that song.
Yeah. Like Midnight Oil, Beds Are Burning. It's just an all-time favorite song. What are some memories from that song?
Honestly, like a lot of those songs on there are new, and it's since I've been with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I've heard it like throughout the years, but I didn't like it at the time. It's not that it's not a good song, it just wasn't in my music flavor at the time. But yeah, I think like the older I get, the more older style of music I like. So yeah, this song, it's literally just us driving around and he's belting it out and I love it. And then it's like just dancing around the house. I love it. So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Speaking of your boyfriend, maybe I should ask you some really, really good questions about him, right? So what's the weirdest place? Is he close by? Is he going to hear these questions? Because
maybe, but that's fine.
So what's the weirdest place you've ever had sex?
Too many. Literally, we have this spot just outside of town from both of our work. It's like a field, and that's where it is. I mean, that's, who cares? There's people that drive by. It's like right off the highway too. So like we get to watch them. Who knows if they know what's going on, but yeah, strip down and there you go.
That's awesome. Where's this field?
Crossfield.
Just in case anybody wants to drive by and actually see a little show, definitely.
Yeah.
So you meet this new guy you're with right now. How long did it take you to have sex with him?
Well, so just to kind of rewind a little bit. So we hung out and kind of dated about 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So you already tasted the flavor then.
Yeah, exactly. So literally it was like, he reached out to me for 6 months before I finally answered him again the second time. And I just didn't know if I wanted to open that door, because I knew if I did, it was like no turning back. Because like we were like that long ago. So yeah, all it took was one hangout and we haven't been apart since. And that was February 21st.
So let's go back those years ago. How long did it take you to have sex with them 4 years ago?
A bit actually, like
Yeah.
maybe a bit, like a month.
Okay, that's a bit. You would have
Yeah.
said like 3 days, like, you know.
Well, so he had this like cold sore on his lip, so we
Yeah.
couldn't make out, and then of course if you make out, then things lead to another. So it was really hard to restrain ourselves, but we
Yeah.
we made it happen. We like waited, and then yeah, next thing you know, it was just it's constant.
You guys are like rabbits. It's out of control.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who's more louder during sex, him or you?
Oh, me for sure.
All right, this song, I don't think I've ever heard this song.
Oh, have you seen the movie Hall Pass?
Hall Pass?
That movie? It's from that movie.
Oh, is
And
it?
I don't know, yeah, I don't know why, but that movie's just funny, and it's like they're in like this pub and they're dancing and that song's in the background. I don't know, I just like I loved it. I Shazammed it right from the friggin' movie.
How was your, like, tell me about your experience making this playlist for me? Was like, because it was very fast. You got the music to me very, very quickly. Or
I
some
did.
take a little bit of time. You know, when I was talking with Sarah, she said that, you know, it took her like 5 or 6 days, but her and her spouse like stayed up till like 3:30 in the morning. We're like reliving these memories, and it was
Aw.
pretty cool. How is your experience kind of putting this playlist together?
Well, I put it together at work because I listen to music all the time. So I was having my lunch, I was eating my lunch, scrolling through my playlist, and I literally went from A to Z. And like I already knew kind of like what I wanted to put on there. So yeah, and it was just like there was a couple I scrolled past that I probably would have wrote you a thousand freaking lit like a 1,000 song list, but I was like, okay, I gotta keep it to 10 and the ones that I listen to the most right now. So yeah, I kind of already knew.
Yeah, it's hard. It's amazing when I do reach out to people and they're like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I can do that. And then when they go through the process of like, oh my God, I forgot how much music I knew or loved. Like, and now I got to
Yeah.
break it down. I had a girlfriend say to me the other day, well, what year do you want me to break it down to? Because I love the 80s and I love these songs in the 90s and these songs in the 50s. So it's pretty cool how you can, yeah, it's been a really cool experience to watch that. And I absolutely love this song. So it's really cool that you have this song on here.
Oh, this song gives me goosebumps every time. Like I love the original. I like it's amazing. I love that song. But then I heard the Theory of a Dead Man version, and that one just like gives me goosebumps. Like his voice, and I can sing along to it, and it's just like almost brings tears to my eyes. I've always loved that song, Hallelujah, ever since I was little.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that song during a funeral?
No, actually, I haven't, but I think it's a pretty suitable song for something like that.
Yeah, it definitely would be for sure. What, you've obviously been to lots of concerts. Have you been
Only
to?
a few.
Oh, so what's been your favorite concert that you've been to?
Probably Gob.
Yeah.
And that was like years ago, and it was at State,
Okay.
and it was just like the bar was right there, right? And it was just like the floor was packed, and it was like the first concert I got a t-shirt from. It was the first concert I could legally drink at. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So yeah, that
I've
was
never
I
seen that.
can't even. No, really?
Yeah.
Well, that like I've almost forgot about that band until like I go through my drawer and I'm like, oh yeah, that shirt's way too small, but I'm still gonna keep it.
Eventually
But
I'll
yeah.
get into it. So, Cassidy, what do you think your worst habit is?
My worst habit,
Yeah.
probably drinking beer.
Yeah, that's your worst habit? That's not
Yeah,
bad. What's your go-to beer?
Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $35 a flat.
So do you like it because it's cheap, or do you like it because it tastes good? A little bit of both.
Well, both. Both. I mean, beer, like beer's beer, right? But yes, it's cheap, but it's also it's just been one of the flavors of beer that people have switched to instead of like the domestic kind, because like Kokanee and Budweiser, Coors Light, Bud Light, all those, like they're so freaking expensive. It's like cigarettes. Like I quit smoking cigarettes now. I didn't know if you knew that, but I vape, which isn't really much different, but it saves me money and it doesn't stink. And yeah, so it's kind of the same concept where people are just trying to save money now. And it's like they still want to, and it's like ever since COVID hit, you can't go anywhere and enjoy beverages out in public. So you got to buy beer and drink it at home. So it's just kind of become a little bit more of a regular thing than it was before.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever, like, you don't drink hard alcohol? Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, I go native if I drink hard alcohol.
Yeah.
Like I can drink vodka and that's fine, but like whiskeys and anything like that, it's just, first of all, it's disgusting. Second, I don't know, it just doesn't hit me right. So I've learned to not drink that kind. Fireball though.
I've never been like a whiskey drinker. We used to drink Jack straight when I was growing up, but we went over to some friend's house and they actually made a whole bunch of Scotch drinks and whiskey drinks, and they were fantastic. I couldn't believe it. Tyler was like, I can't believe you're drinking straight booze right now. Like I had like 5 of them.
Oh wow.
Good, but they had lots of sugar and fruit, and so I think that's probably what kept the booze away. But yeah, I was always worried to drink that stuff because I thought I would get in a fist fight on the way home.
Right.
So.
Well, and I've noticed actually, like depending on the group of people I hang out with, everybody has their own flavor of an alcoholic beverage. So a friend of mine, he really likes R&R with ginger ale and a bit of the lime margarita mix, lots of ice, lots of whiskey, and then yeah, kind of half and half with the ginger ale and the margarita mix, and it's actually really freaking good. And it doesn't like mess with me like if I were to just drink it with like just regular pop and whiskey. I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it like plus with all the ice too, so it waters it down a bit. So I don't know, maybe it's all in my head. I don't friggin' know.
Here's an awesome song by David Bowie. I didn't even know you know this song. So crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, super fun. Right? Golden years. So
I love it.
So why that song?
So have you ever seen the movie A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger? Yeah. So of course, I'm pretty sure every girl has had a crush on Heath Ledger over the years. And that movie, I watched it, I don't know how many years ago. And I remember watching it in the living room with my parents. And that song comes on, that part where they do the big dance and stuff. Yeah. And I was just right into it. Like I wanted to be there and dance with them, especially to that song. So yeah, I don't know. That was another Shazam moment. I told you, I'm a Shazam freak.
Tyler just has me. I just know so much music that he's just like, what's this song? What's this song? We were in Mexico one year and literally they were doing name that tune over, like way over on the other side. They were playing the song over, like I couldn't focus on the conversation. I could barely hear it, but I could hear it enough to know what was kind of going on.
Yeah.
And like we all just got there, so everybody's like excited and doing, and I couldn't even get in the conversation. I was like, Queen! I couldn't even help myself until I was like, I'm like, they're playing Name That Tune. He's played it like 6 times. Why can't they get this song?
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. But yeah, another story like that. We were in Curacao and we were running out of drinks. So I'm like, I'll go to the bar and get some drinks. And they were playing Name That Tune. So I just like sat down and I played against probably 85 people. There was me against all these people.
That's awesome.
They're like, it's not fair. Anyways, Ayla came to come and get me because I was taking so long. And here I am like in this Name That Tune match with like all these people. I won.
That's awesome.
Curacao. It was so funny.
Nice.
It's fun. I love, that's why I just love music. I just think it just, for so many reasons, you know.
Oh, I agree. Music, it says things that you can't say yourself, like, or it, like you can feel something and you don't know how to explain it. You hear this song and you're like, yes, that's exactly it. Or it's like something you want to tell someone else, and it's like, this song, I like think of you every time. Or it's just like those memories, like you were saying, like every song has a memory and a reason why you like it. So sometimes I find I'll hear a new song and I like it the first 4 seconds and it's only the beat and I haven't even heard the words yet. And then once I finally learn the words and I'm like, I love it. Yeah.
When you were growing up in high school, I don't know if you experienced this, but when you were growing up and you had like a boyfriend, did you guys have like a song that you can't listen to anymore because it reminds you of that person? Do you have a song like that?
Yeah, actually. And it was Beyonce, and I think the song name was Brown Eyes.
Oh.
And it was my boyfriend when I was like, I don't know, 11, 12 or something. And I even like sang the song over the phone to him. And yeah, I haven't heard that song or even thought of those days like till now.
Thanks.
Oh man, I'm over it. It's fine.
I have a song I literally cannot listen to it. I don't know why. It was like my very first boyfriend who I lost my virginity to.
Oh wow.
He used to play Def Leppard Love Bites. If I even hear that fucking song, I lose my shit. Like I can't, I will run across a fucking football field to the area. I never want to hear that song again. I can't.
Oh man.
It stresses me out. I'm like, who's fucking playing that song? It's gotta.
Yeah. Yeah. Next.
Even if I'm at like somebody's house and I've been invited to a party and that song comes on, I will turn that shit off. I'll just walk over there. We are not listening to this song.
Pew.
I just remember all these songs. That's the only one of all my boyfriends, that song. I'm like, crazy.
Okay, wait, can we put like a time for 1 sec? I need to pop up. Okay, I'll BRB.
Yeah, just fill your glass up, right? Doesn't really matter.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to interview one of my girlfriends that we've known each other for about 35 years. So I'm excited to go through. I'm not going to get her to do a playlist. I'm just going to do one because we'll have so many cool stories about it. So
fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever slept with somebody, Cassidy, that you woke up in the morning and you were like, oh my God, why did I sleep with this person? How do I get out of this situation? Okay, let's hear the story.
So it was my buddy's brother back in high school, and his brother was already out of school. And so the one night, and my buddy wasn't even home. I was just hanging out with the family because I went to school with 2 of the brothers. One is my brother's age and the other is my age, and his name is Ashley. So his brother Colby, so we were drinking mojitos, and this was one night I discovered that those make me sick to my stomach the next day. And we were drinking and jumping on the trampoline, and then we were supposed to get up at 6 a.m. the next day to go to the Stampede parade. And so yeah, I wake up the next day and I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? And then so now from now on, it's just like every time I see him, it's just that memory replays, and it's like, oh.
So no mojitos for you. You get wild during mojitos.
Yeah, no mojitos, and they make me sick, so no.
All right, that brings up this song, right? Share the night together, right? Dr. Hook.
Yep.
I'm assuming that song didn't come on in your car when you were driving away.
No, certainly not. At that time, I didn't really care too much about Dr. Hook. My mom was a big fan when I was little, like really little. And she used to have it so loud that I like would scream at her to tell her to turn it down. And she couldn't hear a fucking thing. But so I kind of disliked it because of that. But then like I said earlier, the older I get, the more I appreciate songs like that. And because of my friend Carly, she's such an 80s girl. So yeah, and I've been told lots that I have like an old soul. So maybe that's why I really like older music now, or I really appreciate it more now.
Mhm.
But yeah, like Dr. Hook, there's quite a few songs like Sylvia's Mother, cover of the Rolling Stones. But yeah, Sharing the Night Together, that's one I could like rock myself to. It's like I just love that song.
Yeah, I was shocked to see that on your playlist. I was like, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
So what's
I
the
love
most illegal thing you've ever done?
Um oh well, there's a few, but the worst one this one's kind of fun, so I'll tell you this one. So I was working at the bar in Crossfield, and I think this was like right when you recruited me to begin with. So I was working at a bar in Crossfield, and there was a friend of mine visiting from Olds, and we were sitting in the back of the bar in his truck because a lot of people just like parked back there instead of parking in the front. So it was kind of like a quick getaway at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But of course, the peace officer was catching on to this. So he kept like driving around the building and he would see who's there and who's not. And so we noticed that he kept like going around in circles. We're like, we should probably turn the truck off and just like sit here for a bit. So we didn't come by for a while. And then we're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's fucking head out. So of course we go to leave and go down this back alley, and the peace officer meets us at the other end to the point where he had to back out and let us go. So next thing you know, Buddy pins it, and then we're zigzagging through town to get away from him because we knew he was already gonna pull us over. So the next thing you know, we pull up in front of this house, we slam the truck in park, bail out, doors open, and we run through people's yards, jumping fences. I tripped and I lost my car keys out of my purse. I went to turn around and grab them, and I couldn't see because it was in the dark. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go back later and get them. So next thing you know, the peace officer has the RCMP out now, and they're all with their flashlights on foot, and it's wintertime, so they can see our foot tracks in the snow. So it's like, fuck, and we actually hid in somebody's yard for a while. And then we're like, okay, I gotta go back and get my keys. You go scope out this way. Well, he got busted, and I went and hid in a doghouse for about half an hour in somebody's yard until like, and I watched the cops walk past me. They even like shone their flashlight like where I was hiding. And yeah, that was probably like evading the police and running through people's yards, and but I got away. I got away.
That's awesome. I remember
Yeah.
this one time, I don't even know how old I was. We were probably 16 when we lived in Nanaimo. There's this little island there that you could just take a ferry there, and you're allowed to stay the night. It's called Gabriola Island. You're allowed to stay there. So a lot of people would just go over there with their tents, and you'd say you're staying at your friend's house, but you go stay there with your guy friends and all that stuff. So we went there and we were staying. I don't even know how long we were staying for. I feel like my memory is a little skewed. We had so much booze, but we had this massive food fight that night, like an incredible food fight. Like we wasted so much food. I don't know.
I have never had a food fight.
Yeah, we had this big food fight, and then we're like just covered in, I don't even know. Anyways, I wanted to get off the island, and there was no boats running on that day. So I grew up with boats my whole entire life. So I just went down to the dock and stole the fucking boat. Got in there, started it, started going, and I'm going across the ocean, right? Like this boat is going maybe, I think the engine was like 15, like it was going.
Oh, geez.
And the cops, the police are behind.
Like the Coast Guard?
Yes, they're telling me to pull over and stop the boat. And I have me and my girlfriend. I'm like, I'm not fucking stopping. Like, I'm just like, going very fast. They're like literally running, like guiding beside us. It's so ridiculous. We
That's funny.
the dock. I jump out. She jumps out of the boat. I jump out of the boat, and we just start running. Right? I just didn't even tie the boat up. We're fucking out. We went all the way home. We get home. My parents, thank God, were drinking because they were alcoholics. So thank God they were drinking. We just go upstairs. Oh, we're tired. We want to go to sleep. I feel like it was like 5 hours later, my mom comes in there. She's like, they're like, we just got a call from the police. You stole the boat. And I was like, I didn't. I didn't steal it. What are you talking about? Well, I guess my girlfriend got caught.
Oh no.
And I didn't know she got caught. She got caught and she ratted me out. And yeah, I got like community service. I had to do like 100 hours. And because I was a good fisherman, I would like fish and get fish and bring it for my community hour. My mom would like knit shit for I could get out of these community hours.
Oh geez, that's funny.
Nightmare. Things you do when you're growing up, right? Things you do.
Oh yeah.
This is an awesome song, Cassidy.
Yeah, it is.
I think everybody
superstar.
I think lots of people never know what that song is until that first drop hits and they're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So what's great about that song for you?
Well, it was a few summers ago hanging out with my friend Carly. Like I said, she's an 80s fan. And yeah, I don't know. I think I heard it on the radio one day and I'm like, we were both together. So she's like, good song, turn it up. And I'm like, oh, better Shazam it. So I got it on the list. And like a lot of my songs, like I got through her so that when we'd hang out, I can just make this playlist and every song, she's like, yeah, turn it up. And so we just have a blast, like listening to these songs. And then this song, I don't know what it was about it, but it was just like, just the spaceship superstar part when he's just belting it out. And I belted out with him. And it feels so good to do that. Like singing is so good for the soul.
Yeah, I agree. If you were to be reborn, what decade would you like to come back?
Oh, definitely the 80s.
Yeah.
For shizzle. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even think it's so much the music. Well, I love the music, but it's just like the style. You know, I was born in 75. So, you know, I was only like 10 halfway through the 80s, right? So it didn't really, you know, I was, I guess, 15 and I guess, but still, I would have liked to have been like 19 in my 20s in the 80s where you could really appreciate the clothes.
Exactly. Me too. Like I'm a 90s baby and 90s music and the style and everything. It's like, what the fuck happened? Like, Jesus. The 80s is definitely way better than the 90s.
So Cassidy, I've never heard this song before. So thank you so much for sharing this song. And I absolutely love it now. I can't
Good.
So it's super fun.
Now I'm sitting here talking to you, drunken on the run.
Hey, what a good song.
On the inside. That's another one that my boyfriend showed me.
Yeah, it's super
fun. Yeah, so I don't even know where he got it or why, but it was like right in the beginning of us dating, or actually it was just before we started officially dating. We would share music like crazy. We still do. Anytime we hear a new song, we'll share it. Even if I'm like, oh, I already have that one. He's like, that's fine. I just heard it and I thought of you and just wanted to share it. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. It's a good one. Like I can also relate to it too, or you just want to go burn the dude's fucking car and sit at a bar and like, you know what I mean?
So speaking of cars, have you ever accidentally hit somebody with your car before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you want
several times actually. I've been in several accidents, all at fault.
I have too. I remember I was coming back from we were just beer hopping. We were out of control. Me and this bartender that we worked together, and we thought we'd go get loser pissed. And I thought it would be like a really good idea to drive, right? I thought I was,
of course,
and I had my Sunfire, and I don't even actually know what really happened. We didn't get very far, but I hit the side of the Meridian, and the cops came.
Oh no!
So we were like, I was in the back of that cop car for probably an hour and a half, and he was outside the car. But the crazy part is that it was during Stampede. So they didn't have a girl cop that needed to frisk me, and there was no girl cops available.
Oh,
So
wow.
I
Lucky.
maneuvered my way out of this fucking thing. I'm like, you can tow my car, you can take my license away. What do you know? Just like, how do I get out of this situation? Like, first of all, I wanted to go party. I didn't want to sit here in
Yeah.
a car. And they just said, we'll tow your car, give you 24-hour suspension, and away you go. And then we
Wow.
went and partied. And then I forgot all about it. And instead of waking up like you did, wanting to chew your arm off, I woke up and went, oh my fucking God, I don't have a car. Like, I don't have a vehicle now, right? And I had to ride my bike everywhere and my kids. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was like the last time I ever did that. Why don't you share a fun and exciting story about your
Hitting
vehicle?
something or someone. um well, all right, so I'm not gonna share the last shit show because that, like, it's depressing and gay, but
Yeah.
this other one isn't that great either. But so the one day I went golfing with my dad in Crossfield, and we had a blast, and we're like, it's like Vegas. You get to drive and you get to drink outside and you get to just have a ball. And so at the end of our golf game, we both kind of peel out of the parking lot. My dad carried on home, and I had to stop at the Shell and get cigarettes. And I'm on the phone with my buddy Dave, and I have my phone on speaker and kind of like away from my face. So as soon as I get back in the car, I put my seatbelt on. I like have Buddy on the phone. I look like behind me, like quick glance, and I'm backing out from two cars, like a truck, and I'm driving my Chrysler 300. So like I said, I look this way, nobody's coming, and I just like pinned it backwards. And this truck goes flying behind me, rips off the whole back end of my car. I cave in the side of their truck, and this chick never was like in an accident ever. So I get out, and I'm like, so my phone goes flying into the back of the seat because like I said, I was holding it out here and did not expect a truck to just be like right there. So yeah, so we both get out. The fucking whole bumper was ripped off and over there. And yeah, so I'm like, are you okay? That's the first question I asked. Like, are you okay? And she was fine. She's kind of panicked because she's never been in an accident. So we switch information. And I'm like, fuck, like, I got to get out of here. Like, we can't wait for the cops. Like, we'll just exchange information and then we'll just go our separate ways. So that's kind of what happened. We didn't report it or nothing, but then she went to the police station the next day, did a report. I had to go there and do the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that kind of really sucked. I was like, fuck. So yeah, pretty much just ripped off the rest of the bumper and stuck it in my back seat and drove away. Yeah. Yeah. Good job, Cassidy. Go golfing and then drive. Yeah.
Check that one off. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Here's where this song came from.
Can you play more of the words? I think this is the one that Taylor wanted to do karaoke with me. Yeah. Yeah. That's totally the one.
Again, most people don't know this song until it gets to that part, right?
Yeah. Well, in this one, that one's super new to me. Like, that was like literally we were having a bath and he plays this song, and then that's when he's like, yeah, we need to karaoke this song. And I'm like, okay, I've heard it maybe one other time in my life, so I gotta practice this shit. I can't just go up on a friggin' stage and try and sing this song. Like, but it's a good song. Like, I really like it.
It's a great song for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Cassie, if you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you be?
You know what? Probably a cat of some sort, whether it be a big cat like a lion or a tiger, or a house cat, because they get to do whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want. They get to sleep, they can eat whenever, and like just everything. And then if it's a house cat, they get to be pet. And if they don't want to be pet, they just go and leave and they go and sleep, and that's fine. They're pretty like independent and self-sufficient. I feel like that's kind of how I am too. Like
Yeah.
self-sufficient, dependent, independent, and yeah, it's kind of just suiting, I think.
Yep, I do too. So I left this song for the last because this is like this song reminds me of my brother, and I actually want to know if you know this dance because there is a dance, and I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
But oh my God, I have tons of video of my husband doing the pong dance. Right?
Really?
So good, so good. So where did you find that song?
My boyfriend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inspiration, hey, a music inspiration.
Oh, big time. Like we're both huge music fans. So like, yeah, like I can share all the music I want to him and same for himself to me. Like, and it doesn't matter what genre. He's not a big country fan, so I don't share any of that. I'd consider myself a fairly big country fan, but I don't know. It's nice to hear new music and from a different person and like what they like you're doing, right? It's so yeah, I don't know. I really like it. And every song that he shows me, I see the happiness and joy in his face. So it makes me happy. So of course I'm gonna like the song. And then as soon as he's into it, then I get into it. And it's just like you said, we feed off each other. So I think a lot of where this music is coming from is from his inspiration and his vibe.
Yeah, I think it's coming from because you're happy, right?
Yeah.
You're finally happy and you found your person and he makes you happy and you guys get to express that through music. So it's so awesome. I'm so happy for you, Cassidy. I'm so very happy. And I just want to thank you so much for being on, Music Junkies. And I appreciate you being real and honest and open and having fun with me tonight.
Heck yeah. Thank you for having me. This has been a blast. So yeah.